Oh, it's live, House.
The following contest scheduled for one fall.
The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
You never came looking for me to prove that you're the baddest. So, I've come looking for you to prove you're not.
All over the country, people have been asking me, why, Eddie, why?
Week after week, trying to make me look like a jackass.
Lately, he just hasn't been very oozy. I'm home.
This ain't no disco. Ain't no country club either. This is the 3 Count Thursday podcast. So let's go, baby.
Chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe.
Hello, everyone. Welcome 3 Count Thursday. We are live. It is November the 14th, 2024. We're glad to be back with you. We hope you are doing well. Make sure you are following us on all of our social media. We are at 3 Count Thursday, Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. Always the number 3, never the word 3. So make sure you are following along with us on all of those channels. You can grab our merchandise over on our TeePublic store. All of that is available on the link tree in our bios, as well as 3countthursday.com. So we appreciate you going over there and checking that out, supporting the show. We do have our Bloodloin merch. Mine is in the mail. So I did hold true to my word. I said I would make it. I said I would buy it, and I did just that. Devin joining us in the comments. If you're with us live, give us a like, give us a share. We'd certainly appreciate that, and interact with us throughout the show. We enjoy that as well. Let's go around the room. Ryan.
Yes.
There we
You
go.
all right, cuh?
There it is.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good. Tim.
You all right, cuz?
I am ready for the Philadelphia Eagles to literally take a shit on Brandon St. Juste tonight. He is trash. Fuck that guy forever. Go Commanders.
Okay. All right. Matt.
You all right, cuz?
I'm doing well. It's good to be back. Been a few weeks. So glad to be here. I see Mark still doesn't show up on Thursdays. I don't know why I thought that would change, but probably has a trivia he's going to that he didn't invite any of us to. So
Who are you referring to? Mark? Who's Mark? Charlie joining us in the comments. He says, glad to see our face after week off. He says, Tim, take this stupid hat off. This is a Philly pod.
No, don't like that one. Nope. Not here. Nope. Don't like it.
This is not a Philly pod, by the way, Charlie. I don't know why you say that.
I feel like it's a majority rules.
Is that?
And in this instance, we have 50%, and that would be good enough for a majority for a Philly pod.
No.
The NFL.
I mean, if things go the way they're going, Jim may be a Commanders fan by next year anyway.
Left hand up.
No. What does that even mean?
Then what's the fucking Cowboys?
Garbage.
All right, we're at least commanding something.
Like, if you were going to leave the Cowboys, you wouldn't go to the team. I guess you'd be a Ravens fan then, right?
Yeah, it would actually probably be the Ravens.
The Diet Steelers? Get out of here.
Diet Steelers.
I like that. I like that a lot. Devin,
Barf.
no, you are also wrong. You thought it was a Cowboys podcast because of me. No.
You're a Dolphins fan. Never mind.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you put their records combined, they're still not as good as us and the Eagles.
You're not wrong. You are certainly
I
not.
have to get these out now because next season, when we're 4-14 or 4-13, I'll have to remember it.
I mean, the sad thing is, the Cowboys might actually be worse than that next year.
What was that?
I said it's not like you guys went out and got Aaron Rodgers or anything to boost your performance. Like you guys.
No, Aaron Rodgers doesn't believe in boosters.
Ah, that's right. My B.
Yeah, it's that old thing.
My bad.
But yeah, no. Thank God for gambling and fantasy football at this point. It's the only thing keeping me afloat in the NFL.
Speaking of gambling, before we launch into talking about wrestling on a wrestling podcast, for any of the listeners following along here, if you know of a way for me to bet on the Mike Tyson fight tomorrow, please let me know, because it looks like it's not allowed in PA.
Really?
In fact, in Delaware said he was not able to as well. So if I have to drive in across the Maryland border, I will. But just curious if anyone in PA has had any luck testing that, because I would like to take Iron Mike at plus 250 odds to win by knockout, if possible.
And then, I'm assuming you've checked the DraftKings in Pennsylvania.
I have checked the
correct?
DraftKings, yes.
That's kind of surprising because it is a sanctioned boxing match. Like it is a sanctioned fight.
Right. And I don't know, like, if I drive to the casino, like, would I be able to do it there on the sports book, or is it all of PA?
Let me check with a friend of mine who's deep into that world.
Okay.
I'll check with him to see if that's a thing that you can do, or if it's just all of PA's blacked out for some reason. I don't really understand that, but nonetheless, okay. Let's dive in to the news.
Matt, I have an answer for you already.
Oh, there we go.
So DraftKings is offering bets for Tyson versus Jake Paul. However, they are not allowed in the following states: Colorado, Louisiana, New York, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, and Vermont.
Okay.
So we are blacked out being in Pennsylvania.
Drive across.
Tim, you might be able to pull up your opportunities app and just see right and cross the county line real quick.
I'm already in. So, like, if you guys want to Venmo me money, I'll do it.
You can for sure bet.
I'm about to find out right now.
Okay, yeah. If you can let me know, I will Venmo you.
That's really kind of odd. Again, I'm fairly novice into this world, so like I don't necessarily understand why.
Do you guys have any opportunities for tonight?
Yeah, I threw a couple down.
I did not do anything for tonight. I never really bet on.
I'm just hoping for a win. So,
I just popped a couple quick parlays before we jumped on, and
that's what you got to do. Put the parlays for the Commanders. So if the Eagles win, you're happy the Eagles won. If the Eagles lose, you're happy because you won some money.
So I have a friend of mine that if his favorite team is winning at the half, he'll put a bet on the other team if they're losing at the half. Or no, I guess it'd be he will make it so that basically if his team loses, he'll make money, so it softens the blow a bit.
Is anyone else surprised that Jake Paul's favored in the fight tomorrow?
No,
not really. I think maybe just being younger, I think probably gives him the edge. But like, I just watched videos of. I just saw more videos today of Tyson training, and I'm like,
right.
This and did you hear he like if this fight goes well, he wants to return to boxing full time.
We need it,
dude.
Who's gonna step in the ring with him? Like that's great for the sport of boxing.
Yeah,
I mean
Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder.
Jake Paul's apparently getting a $40 million purse to do this fight. So
oh yeah, people will do it for the money alone.
Matt, I have I have some information.
All right.
There we go.
D checking in with us.
What's up, D?
Plus
Go Birds.
250 Mike Tyson to win by knockout, TKO, or DQ.
Yes. I will Venmo you 50 right now for that.
Jesus Christ.
Look at that. I love it. So DraftKings does this thing on Thursday nights, and I'm such a fucking sucker about it. They do a up to 150% NHL booster. So like the more you add to it, the higher their percentage goes.
Mhm.
So I have for the second straight week, I have a 10-legger at 75 cents that would win me $760.
There you go.
That's the way to do it. And like Miss Big Jim goes, you'll never win that. I go, and if I do, like if I don't, I lose 75
Here's the
cents.
deal. If you do, I hope you never give Mrs. Big Jim a dime.
Absolutely. Like, yeah, listen here, naysayer.
I would get yourself a nice tasty steak and order her a McChicken.
That's right.
Mrs. Big Jim not believing in your abilities.
Right?
I gotta write.
I will
these
say,
odds
Jim,
down,
betting on the
Matt.
NHL could be a slippery slope.
I mean, I dabble. It's everything I'm playing with is all profit from this year
There
anyway.
you go.
There you go. All right. I'm sending it to you now, Tim.
All right, I will place the bet live on air whenever I get it.
Love that. All right, let's looking at the news though. John Cena revealed his 2025 WWE farewell tour earlier this year. In a video posted to WWE social media sites this week, Cena revealed that he will wrestle at the 2025 Royal Rumble. He said,
There it is.
quote, those are strong words. The last time is now in 2025. There will be a myriad of history-making events. The last time I'll ever compete in a Royal Rumble event is February 1st. Lucas Oil Stadium, Indianapolis, Indiana, and you want to make sure you're there. It is my last Royal Rumble as the road to WrestleMania kicks off February 1st, Lucas Oil Stadium, Indianapolis, Indiana. Act fast as tickets are on sale this Friday. The last time is now. Should hurry up because after this, you can't see me. Pre-sale tickets for the Rumble currently available on Ticketmaster using the code UNIVERSE. And apparently lower level seats are in the $400 range. But Cena kicking off the farewell tour in the Rumble next year. I would assume I know it says I will compete in a Royal Rumble event. I would imagine he's going to be in the Rumble match itself. Like I feel like
makes sense. Yeah.
I
mean, it's the easiest way to protect him for sure.
Right, because the last thing you want to do is start the farewell to. Well, CM Punk did rip his tricep in the Royal Rumble last year.
It's also fair.
So just keep Drew McIntyre away from him, basically.
Please.
Well, Matt's like, just keep him out of the Rumble. Period. But yeah, I would imagine putting him in the Rumble match is the way to go. Also, another piece of news from the week that we missed: the WWE Women's United States Championship was unveiled on SmackDown. And I believe, Tim, you may know this answer better than me because I don't know the last time I watched wrestling.
No.
Shit. If anybody in the comments knows the answer better than me, I believe this is not a brand specific title. It can be competed across all three WWE programs.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Which title is this?
The women's US title.
Oh.
So the first WWE, and maybe it's just across Raw or SmackDown. Maybe it's not.
The women's tag team titles are also tri-branded. So that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the US title would be tri-branded or just Raw and SmackDown because they
have the North American
NXT
title.
has the North American. So this is just instead of doing like a women's intercontinental on Raw and and then the women's US on SmackDown. Any predictions or thoughts on who you think should or will be the first?
Pain.
I saw some
that
people.
was like 2 Tuesdays ago, though. That wasn't for this.
I saw some people saying that they think Bailey would be a good first women's U.S. champ, which I'm always pro Pam. So
Yeah. Sign me up for that.
I think it'll be Nia Jax.
isn't she's the women? Is she still the women's champion?
Is she really?
She
The
is.
women's world champion? Absolutely. Or no, she's the WWE women's champion.
Are you serious?
Oh, I like Chelsea Green as a pick. That's a fun.
That's it. That's the one.
That's a good pick, Devin. Good call. Good
For
call.
once in your life.
Something about blind squirrels and nuts.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised he can find his nuts, but never mind.
Fat cock.
There. I think that's gonna clip it.
It was rather quiet too. I screamed that.
Yeah, I didn't hear that one at all.
My
I
wife
was gonna
is
say, I
gonna
wonder
think-
like how the rest of your
She's-
house.
She's gonna think I'm some pervert. It's like I'm only a pervert for pay.
That's the way
Clip
to do
that
it.
one too.
$20 is $20.
Yep.
Yeah. If I sit on $1, do not 4 quarters come out?
Something like that. I think that's how the math be mathin'.
Yeah, that's actually from the Bible. I was in the Red Words.
Yeah.
I remember reading that one. That's true.
What, but the pervert for pay thing?
Nah, sitting on $1.
Okay. I was like, which part of Tim's soliloquy there was
all of it?
The red
I'm God breathed.
All right, before we get into
great.
question of the week and whatnot, I do have a blind ranking this week, and we're going to look at November pay-per-view names.
Ooh.
November pay-per-view names. So we'll
Great
go
Balls of Fire, number 1.
we'll go I think that was July. We'll go best to worst, 1 being the best, 5 being the worst. We will start with the November to remember.
1.
Whose is that?
That's ECW.
Dub.
I feel
I
like
am
there's gonna
basing
be
it-
something better, but it's up there.
I'm basing it on the name.
Isn't that what AEW just said that this coming show was going to
This
be?
tour, their tour is going to be a November to remember.
Oh, is
Yes.
that what they were saying? Okay, I remember it was
Yes.
tied with AEW somehow recently. That's why I
Yeah,
wasn't sure
and-
if an upcoming pay-per-view for AEW was called that.
Mhm.
And that's why I was okay. Got it. Yeah,
Which
this should be high
actually-
on the list.
Which actually, it's also a sidebar for news. AEW has recently purchased the license to use Guns N' Roses' November Rain
I saw that.
for the Full Gear pay-per-view, which is another nod to the November to Remember pay-per-views.
That's
would-
cool.
ECW would use November Rain for their November to Remember hype videos.
Huh. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
They also had Guns N' Roses permission.
No, they did not.
I'll give
I
it-
made the joke. And I was like, it's good that Guns N' Roses is finally getting paid for wrestling use.
Wait, you mean Paul Heyman did not go by the books then? Shocking.
I beg for forgiveness. I'm very high on this. It's 1. If you're not comfortable going 1, because number 2.
2.
If you homers put Survivor Series number 1, I'm gonna scream.
All right. So we got November to remember, and
You know, I do always pound the table for WWE.
does I've been
I
trying
know
to
you
talk him
fucking
out of it.
homers.
I've been trying to talk him out of it for years, but he just won't listen to me. All right. This next one, Full Gear.
4.
I think that's a solid
Yeah.
4. It's a good name for a show. It's nondescript. Cool.
Yeah, I'm fine with 4.
All right.
Nothing screams Full Gear like a pay-per-view at the end of the year.
Yeah.
We're kicking it into full gear in November.
Look, if you were around me in college, you know that at the very end is when the best papers were written. So I appreciate the spirit of the thing. All right, next one, Starcade.
That's a December show.
Not by my count.
Oh yeah, argue with Tim on this.
The first one was on Thanksgiving.
Well, so that would be a November pay-per-view.
Okay.
All right, if it's the first Starcade and Tim doesn't like it, 5.
No, if it's Starcade, if you're gonna include Starcade, Starcade's 1.
Yeah.
Listen to Homer over here.
Starcade's a great name.
I agree. It should be 1.
It should be
Right.
Yeah.
It should be.
If it's on, I'm bitching that it's on the list, but because it's on the list, you have to grade it. It's a.
I mean,
it's
technically, when it was NWA, there was 5 Starcades in November.
Yeah, and nobody watched them until they were WCW. Good kick.
So where Starcade is where?
1.
All right,
1.
Starcade is 1.
Say
Next-
good kick one more time.
I will when he misses again.
Next one, Survivor Series.
3.
3.
All right. Well, Survivor Series is 3. So that leaves the one and done WCW Battle Bowl is number 5.
That's so mean. Why couldn't you have picked on TNA?
I could have.
Couldn't you have Bound for Glory this or whatever?
I mean, I could have.
Oh, Battle Bowl.
I could have.
Man, I love Battle Bowl. My dick wiggles for Battle Bowl.
I mean, number 5 in all of the November pay-per-views is not a bad thing.
I don't like the name. I like Battle Bowl the match. I don't like Battle Bowl being the name of the show.
It's
Battle Bowl
it's
is
the
a
Hell in a
bad
Cell of
event name.
WCW.
Tables, ladders, and chairs. The Hell in a Cell. Fatal 4-way.
So we got
Coming
Starcade.
up, WWE singles match.
Yeah, there it is. All right, so we got WCW Starcade or NWA Starcade at 1. November 2, Remember at 2, Survivor Series 3, Full Gear at 4, and Battle Bowl at 5. That is our
fine with that.
November pay-per-view names blind ranking. So
That actually gives me an idea for an upcoming 3CT draft.
ooh, okay. I like the I already like that the gears are spinning there. All right.
Gears.
Let's go to this.
The 3 count question of the week.
Since we are in November season and we're actually almost to Survivor Series, we're 2 weeks away, I think, because it's at the end of the month. Who is the first wrestler superstar that comes to your mind when you think of WWE Survivor Series?
I have an answer.
Okay.
To me, Mr. Survivor Series is Randy Orton. I think he is tied with, if not is the leader of most sole survivor victories. I think he went on a run of being in 2 or 3 as the sole survivor. Plus he made his return last Survivor Series. So as good as any. Survivor Series is Randy Orton's, baby.
Jim, it's not fair, but when you say Survivor Series, the first thing that pops in my fucking head is the gobbledygooker. I mean, it's the first fucking thing. It's that goddamn egg.
Randy Orton is a 3-time sole survivor. 3-time. The gooker, huh?
It's the only thing that popped in my head. And then I started thinking this, that, yeah, but it's the egg.
Yeah, I mean, good, bad, or indifferent, the WWE left a lasting impression in people's minds with the gobbledygooker. Yeah, and they've brought the gooker back at times randomly. I think the last time we saw him might have been during the pandemic Survivor Series.
The original one was it Hector Guerrero? Was that who portrayed the original one? Okay.
But yeah. So the first thought in my mind when I came up with the question, was another like multi-time Soul Survivor, and it was Soul Survivor in the first Survivor Series I remember watching, and I mean I know it was on a tape, but was Ultimate Warrior, and he was also a three-time Soul Survivor as well. So that one was that one was the first that came into my mind with this question, just because of that. Because when I was a kid, the lasting impression was that they made such a big deal about being the Soul Survivor. Matt, did you have one?
Yeah, I agreed with Randy Orton just because of what he put up, but I think there's a case to be made for Undertaker, just because of the importance of Survivor Series. There's a case to be made for Shawn Michaels because of the importance of Montreal in that, and he had some defining moments at Survivor Series as well, but I don't think he can be both Mr. WrestleMania and Mr. Survivor Series. So I would lean towards Orton, if any of them.
That's fair. Devin had the Undertaker. Charlie said always associate Survivor with Undertaker solely on his debut. He said that's the moment of Survivor Series. Don't know about that.
A few debuts, right? Didn't The Rock debut at the Survivor Series?
Yeah, Rocky Maivia debuted in '90s.
But that makes me think of the Stalker and like who ever thinks of that match?
Yeah, I don't know that the Undertaker's debut, and maybe it's because I'm a little bit younger and it happened when I was 5. It was 90. I think he debuted in 90, beat Hogan at 91. To me, him beating Hogan is more of a bigger moment than the debut. Which yeah, I mean that's kind of a secondary question in of itself, and I think Mario has answer there is a screw job would be his moment. Big Mac checking in with us as well. What's going on, Big Mac? Intern Mark Ryan was right along with you with the gobbledygooker was his answer on Facebook.
I hate that.
Yeah, but
trash person with a trash answer.
It'd be nice if he was here to like support it.
Would it be nice?
I hate you. I hate it all.
That's the worst. But that's kind of I like that kind of secondary question of itself. Like, what is the moment of Survivor Series? Like, what if you think of like the most memorable moment?
It's got to be the screw job, right?
How to be the screw job?
I think it has to be. Like, is it?
It could.
I mean, that is the best moment in pro wrestling history.
Like Taker debuting is a big moment when you look back at Taker's career, but at the time, like it was a wrestler debut. I think, people probably knew it was going to be a big one, but not to the same level as when the screw job happened. Everyone watching knew that was going to be a massive moment just in wrestling overall, not just within the company, not just for that pay-per-view.
People still talk about the screw job today. No one's talking about Brother Love trotting out the Undertaker as like this wow life, altering moment as a pro wrestling fan.
You would talk about it at the 20th anniversary of Taker debuting, the 25th anniversary of Taker's debut. They made a big deal about it. Obviously
this Thanksgiving, Jim, my family will discuss how Bret Hart chose to not honor the business and go out on his back. Every year, this comes up at my family's Thanksgiving dinner.
I actually believe that. Like
Ryle's my uncle. That Canadian son of a bitch. He gets real upset about it. He gets fired up.
That I also believe. But yeah, I mean, I think Hogan losing to Taker is a bigger Taker moment because like nobody beat Hogan back in the day like that. Like so that I think was a bigger moment. Tim, do you have a moment bigger than the screw job?
Yeah, it's the Undertaker Tesla coils.
Oh, that's a great point.
God,
I love those Tesla coils.
The best thing Tesla's ever done.
That is true. That is true.
I hated that so fucking much.
You
Oh
did.
my god,
You did.
boy.
Big Mac says Sid blasting HBK's trainer with the camera and winning the belt.
Yeah, Jose Lothario.
Yeah.
I'm actually a big fan of Survivor Series 96. Like, go back and watch Sid's entrance at Survivor Series
That
96.
was MSG, right?
Yes.
So he's out there fist bumping everybody.
Tell me Sid is not the biggest effing star in the universe.
It's a great
from
entrance.
that entrance.
It's a great entrance. It is a great entrance.
And then, like, getting in the ring, like the step over the top rope, being all sick, and then in the center of the ring at MSG, arms up, and then the big Sid in pyro. Clip that too.
No, I think I already have a better one of those.
Of me?
Yeah. Here, this one.
That is really good. That one's really good.
That is a good one. Yeah, Survivor Series 96 was actually a really good
it was a very good year.
A really good show, right? Because that was Brett and Austin, Rock's debut. Again, not a great moment necessarily, but historic in a way. Paul Bear suspended above the ring in a shark cage for the Undertaker Mankind. But boy, that is a fucking trope they love to death, isn't it? God damn. Let's see. Charlie says Sting's debut in the WWE has to be at least top 10. That's right. That was a Survivor Series. Mario adds that as well. Devin has first Elimination Chamber.
That's 02.
In 02 was that Survivor Series.
Does anyone remember who won that Elimination Chamber match?
That was HBK, right?
In the doo-doo brown
pants with the soccer mom haircut.
Yeah, he's got the bob going.
Yeah, that was a look. That was his second match back, right? Because he had the SummerSlam with Triple H, and then it was that one.
Didn't we do a watch along to that once?
I actually think we might have. Now that you say that,
I feel like I remember that recently, and I'm sure I wouldn't have gone back and watched it myself.
I think that was probably a pandemic watch along. I think that was like because you and I did Tuesday watch alongs quite a bit because like you were off work and I didn't work during the pandemic.
Magical moments.
The Owen Hart's dissension in '93. Owen was the only Hart that was eliminated from the match, and that started the pathway to the heel turn and the WrestleMania 10 match against Brett. It's another good one.
Didn't we have the Doinks and the Dinks?
We had the Doinks and Dinks. That was the same year, in '93. Yeah.
The Lawler family, was that it was?
Yeah. I don't remember. It was Dink.
Clowns
Pink
Are Us
Wink,
versus the Royal Family. Dink, Pink, Wink, Stink, and Doink versus...
It wasn't Dink.
It was Dink, Pink, Wink, and Stink. Yes.
No, I don't think that's right.
It couldn't have been. I don't believe it was Stink.
Was that? Oh, that wasn't the same Survivor Series. Maybe that was the next
95.
one?
Clowns Are Us versus the Royal Family, or the King's Court, which was Jerry Lawler, Cheesy, Wheezy, and Queasy.
Okay, it wasn't 95. Maybe it was 94. The Royal Family, Cheesy, Queasy, Sleazy, and Jerry Lawler defeated Clowns Are Us, Dink, Doink, Pink, and Wink.
Pink and Wink.
Pink and Wink.
It was 4, not 5.
It was a 4-on-4.
Slide and Stink in there. Get the Stink Natty was there.
Well, I don't know when WWE wants to make up their mind when sometimes Survivor Series is 4 teams or teams of 4.
Well, they had both that
teams
night.
Of 5.
They had 2 5-on-5s, and then they had the 4-on-4.
You mean to tell me you couldn't find 2 more little people to play Stink and Queasy, Wheezy, Cheesy?
Wheezy. To play Stink and Wheezy.
Yeah, you could have been Stink and Wheezy.
Charlie says Survivor Series Deadly Game, Vince Russo's best work ever. Okay.
You know, the phrase work, the word work in that sentence is doing a lot of lifting.
We have Chuck Norris in the casket match in 94. WWF versus WCW title unifications in 01.
That was not Survivor Series.
Okay.
The title unifications was in December at
Battle Bowl.
Unforgiven. It wasn't Armageddon. It was, I think it was Unforgiven.
Deep Impact.
Yeah. No, but Survivor Series in 01 was Team Alliance versus Team WWF winner takes all.
Okay.
Where Stone Cold Steve Austin double turns on the Kurt Angle double turns and wins for the WWF squad.
Did anyone understand my Deep Impact reference, or was that just to the void?
That did not connect with me at all. Did not connect with me.
But
at all.
I missed it. What was it again? I heard
Tim
you
was
say
talking about
Deep Impact.
Armageddon, and he said it wasn't Armageddon, it was, and I said Deep Impact.
Now there we go.
Okay, all right. Devin says Undertaker coming out of the flaming casket in 05. It's a great moment.
All right, we can't just throw every single moment in half.
It's literally every Survivor Series moment that ever happened. I'm gonna see if you guys can name. I think there was 10.
I can't.
All right, get on my back.
Soul survivors. Well, we've already named
okay.
two of them.
Dolph Ziggler.
Ziggler was the third. He
Roman Reigns.
He did it 3 times. Roman was one. He did it twice.
The Big Show.
I don't have the Big Show as winning it.
The Big Show beat a team by himself. He was the only person on his team, and he beat 4 dudes. The Big Show, Midian.
Oh, okay. This isn't a complete list then. Okay. Well, then forget.
It's the incomplete list.
It's the incomplete list of.
Wait, the Big Show beat himself and Midian? Is that what you're saying? Because that's what you said.
The Big Show, Midian.
There's been a ton of Soul Survivors. Yeah, never mind. I thought that was a complete list. Never mind. Scratch
it. Stevie. 50.
That's okay. I don't pretend to get paid to do that. So, Charlie, Big Mac says Dolph Ziggler destroying every major heel in the Triple H Authority. Good moment. And Charlie adds 2019 with the inclusion of NXT. That was a fun one. That was a fun show. Keith Lee was the man. Absolutely. That was a fun one. Unfortunately, pandemic kind of really derailed that whole thing. But so Survivor Series coming up. We won't have predictions next week. Well, full gear predictions next week. The following will be the Survivor Series.
The following Thursday is Thanksgiving.
We don't know what we're doing. We're not going to be live that night. We haven't figured out what we're doing that week.
2 interviews that will be airing that week to plug.
There we go.
Jingle Bells, the next Bell to Bell show. So
here we have it.
Friends of the show, Gabby Ortiz and Valentina Vasquez will be talking about their matches.
Dude, they're so great.
Wickedly talented Alina.
Love it.
Yeah, and if you win, we do this picky thing. You win, you can submit your wrestlers of the week, like we still do every week.
Can I be honest for a second?
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. That spreadsheet is out of date. I try to keep up with it every month now, but it's fun to try to do.
That's fine. We've gotten 2 entries from the group. There's 5 of us that podcast. Only 2 people submitted their picks for this week. Here's Jim's. The Grizzled Young Vets. What did they do?
They won the New Japan tag title, something. They won some titles.
Really? Okay. And then Fallon Henley did something that Jim put on the list.
She retained the women's North American title.
And then Bianca and Jade.
They retained the WWE women's tag titles.
Got it.
They're the
Got it.
strong open weight tag team.
Yeah.
Jim, what tweet did you see that shared on?
Ryan, I did research. Okay.
All right. And then I sent.
I didn't see any tweets, for the record.
That's fair. That's a fair point. What Blue Chew or whatever you belong to now. Jim, do you have my picks? Since I read yours, do you have my picks? I spread some indie love on my picks.
You did. You have Tom Haverford, who of course did what this week, Ryan?
He indie wrestler out of the Midwest.
Okay.
No, I believe he opened Entertainment 720.
Yeah, that too. And the next one?
Chris Traeger.
Chris Traeger. Yep, he wrestles out of like Indiana in the Pawnee area.
Okay.
He's the first person to live up to 150 years old.
Yeah.
There it is. And then Andy Dwyer.
Kind of more of a comic gimmick that he does. I forget what he did though.
Yeah, he's
the son of our Bud Dwyer.
No, related. That's not part of his gimmick though.
That's probably a good thing.
He is killing it out there, just not himself.
He is. His manager April Ludgate.
Yeah. He's like a modern day Man Mountain Rock.
Yes.
He's like the lead singer of Rat Mouse and Mouse Rat and Punch Face Champion and Nothing Rhymes with Orange, Everything Rhymes with Orange. Hard Cobra. I may have had an era where I named all of my fantasy football teams versions of
Mouse Rat.
Or no, the band name.
Oh, okay.
Because they went through so many names of the group.
That's
I just picked all of them. It was like
I actually have the Mouse Rat vinyl, like the album on vinyl. Jim, I included those picks. I didn't watch any wrestling this week. Those are all characters from Parks and Rec. I assumed you wouldn't know that. So that's why I put them there.
I absolutely
and they
did
were
not.
indie wrestlers, and I figured you would believe me.
I mean, I didn't have to believe you. I don't upkeep the spreadsheet.
That's a fair point.
I just submit my picks. I don't think I submitted any last week.
Jim's picks can also be my picks because they were all valid reasons.
All right. Let's close up this week. This is something I've kind of had just waiting for a time to use it in a week where I have nothing else to talk about. Seems like a very perfect time to use it. I saw this go around on social media a couple weeks ago, and it is a kind of fantasy booking match lineup fitting the Golden Era of WWF versus the Attitude Era of WWF. So we will start. Let's see. We'll start at the bottom, and I believe that has a tables, ladders, and chairs tag team match. This, of course, taking place at Madison Square Garden. Where else would it take place but Madison Square Garden? We will start at the bottom with the Rockers versus the Hardy Boys in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. Ryan, who would you? Do we want to do a collective? Predict.
Yeah,
this?
that's fine. Are we doing height of power? Obviously, like
yeah. I think it would be height of powers.
I think the stipulation would add to the Hardy Boys being able to pick up the victory here. Rockers were great high flyers for that time, but they weren't incorporating any of the plunder of a TLC match.
All right, so you would go Hardys.
I'd go Hardys.
All right, Tim.
Hardy har.
All right, Matt.
Hardys for the reasons Ryan gave.
Yeah, I'd go Hardys as well on that one. If we have any ties, we'll throw it to the first comment. That
Not
we see
Devon's
would be the tiebreaker.
The first one we see.
Yeah, first one we see.
Didn't see that one.
Sorry, Devin, I missed it. Mario agrees with us, Hardys as well on that one. All right, next match we have Jake the Snake Roberts taking on Mankind. Ryan.
If this was Mankind without Sacco, just before the Sacco gimmick,
Does say with Sacco.
I'd probably give him the nod, but because Sacco's included, I'm going to include. I'd pick Jake the Snake Roberts here.
Okay.
You catch him with the DDT, it's all over.
It's done for. Tim.
DDT. Jake.
Matt.
Yep, Jake the Snake for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Ryan. Like when you think of two like ominous, very mind game characters, Mankind pre Sacco and the shirt and tie, I think might have the edge. But yeah, I got to go Jake the Snake on this one. Mario agrees. Devin, you got your pick in late, bud. Hardy's, but got to keep up faster. Next one we have the Demolition taking on the Brothers of Destruction. The Undertaker and Kane. Right.
I've always viewed the Brothers of Destruction as greater as separates than as together. For that reason, I'm going to go Demolition.
All right. Tim?
Demolition.
All right, Matt?
Yeah, it feels weird to pick against the Brothers of Destruction, but I'm going to
Yeah,
Demolition.
I mean, and Demolition, they can always pull the third man, kind of cheat the system game like they've done.
Out there.
They did many times. So I would go. I'd go Demolition. I'd go Demolition as well. All right, 2 out of 3 falls match, and man, it's a shame we could never get this one. Actually, both guys in their prime. Ricky Steamboat versus Kurt Angle.
This one would be a hoot. I'm going to give the nod here to Kurt Angle. I think this one would be. This is a WrestleMania undercard. The Worker put this the IC title match. Oh my God, people will be raving about this for years. But I'll go Kurt Angle.
All right, Tim.
Kurt Angle.
Matt.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah, I think I would go Angle as well. Again, it's a fantastic match. This was 2 out of 3 falls. If I didn't say that, but yeah, I think Angle would have the get the final edge in that one. All right, a 3-on-3.
DX.
The Hart Foundation of Owen, Brett, and Jim Neidhart taking on DX would be Triple H and the New Age Outlaws. Right.
I also think there would be a manager here that Natty would have to be strapping herself to DX, and then like Tori would be with DX or DX, not the Hart Foundation. I mean, would be with Natty. But yeah, DX, absolutely every day.
All right,
twice
Tim.
on Sunday.
I hate that this is the example that they do of era versus era because both of these teams existed at the same time.
You're right, they did, because the Hart Foundation in the Golden Era would have just been Brett and Neidhart.
Yes. So with that being said, I'm taking DX.
All right, Matt.
I mean, when I first looked at it, I was going to take the Hart Foundation because of the inclusion of the Outlaws as opposed to having Shawn in there, but I understand why he wasn't. That said, I'm not going to leave it up to a tie because I know which way Jim would lean. So give me DX.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I am obviously picking the Hart Foundation in this one. Mario had the Hearts. Charlie said DX unless the match takes place in Canada, because we know Brett doesn't job in Canada. Charlie, there's no titles on the line here. So what do you even? And if you paid attention, Charlie, this takes place at the Madison Square Garden. So.
At the Madison Square Garden.
All right. Next one, we have Intercontinental title. Macho Man Randy Savage taking on Chris Jericho. Ryan.
That's the Lionheart, Chris Jericho.
This is Lionheart. He was never the Lionheart in WWF. So another flaw on this graphic.
And when is this match taking? Is it in January or any other month?
Well, if it's Height of Power is Chris Jericho, then I guess it would be early January.
That said, Macho Man Randy Savage.
All right. Tim.
Ooh, yeah, Macho Man. Yeah.
You fathead.
Matt.
I actually am going to give the nod to the Lionheart, Chris Jericho. Y2J, Chris Jericho. But yeah, I would take.
I think God dang.
You
Yo,
know
did
you
I
don't
just see
want
a commercial for a Mexican street corn Whopper?
Wait, what? Yes. Wait, what are these? Mexican street corn, maple bourbon barbecue, and what was the third?
I don't know, but that's something to talk about next Tuesday. Be sure to tune in when we talk about fat Whopper
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh
Awful.
my God, I'm gonna try all of those. You know what? Let's leave this one out to the let's leave this out one to the audience because I'm gonna go Chris Jericho. And
You just made the list.
the first comment was Mario. He has Savage. So sorry.
Thank God.
Idiot.
Sorry, Chris Jericho. You lose again.
I know I always like Mario. Mario? Is it Mario or Mario? I want to make sure we're pronouncing it right.
Devin and Charlie both had Savage as well.
When
So
have you ever heard it pronounced Mario?
It's a me, Mario.
No.
It's a me,
No.
Mario.
No,
I have
no.
heard Mario as
Mario,
well.
Okay.
Mario. Yeah,
The
Mario
white-
Lopez.
The white lady at Target with the Kate Gosselin haircut doesn't get a vote in this one.
That's fair.
Mm.
You leave Janelle out of this.
Sure, your uncle says, "Hey, yeah, that Mario Lopez."
Mario has no preference, so you can call him whatever you like.
See,
Just
he's
don't
heard
call
it
him late
both ways.
winner. In an I Quit match, we have Roddy Piper taking on The Rock. Right.
I feel like an I Quit match leans toward Roddy Piper here.
All right. Tim?
I hate this match.
I
I need to say it.
Feelings. Let it out. Let's why.
The Rock is the best you got to go against Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
This shit is one-sided as fuck. Roddy Piper don't lose to nobody but Hulk Hogan. The Rock is going down.
Right? Matt.
Yeah, especially in was it a last man standing? I quit match. Yeah, it's definitely Roddy Piper. What a stupid stipulation, too.
I cower over no one.
Yeah, it'd definitely be Piper because I mean the Rock was the Mankind match at Rumble was an I Quit, but he had to it was a gimmick to quit anyway, wasn't it? Wasn't it a
murdered him with a chair, didn't he?
Yeah.
No. Mankind during Sunday Night Heat said I quit during his backstage interview.
Right.
And
they used the recording of it.
They used the recording.
Mario has in his prime Piper, Devin Piper, and Mario also has pre-coconut to Snooker's head Piper all the way. And then last one, the World Heavyweight title match, Hulk Hogan taking on Stone Cold Steve Austin. Ryan.
We're going to stun that racist once. What? We're going to stun that racist twice. What? Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Tim.
You're going to stun that racist once. You're going to stun that racist twice.
What?
And then Hulk up, big boot, leg drop. That's it.
Hogan
Bad Terry wins.
Ugh, gross. Matt.
I will take Steve Austin in this.
Yeah, I'll take Austin. I was gonna pick Hogan, but then the comments all have Austin anyway, so Austin's gonna win. So Austin's gonna win anyway.
If this is booked in the 80s, Tim's 100% right. After that second stunner, Hogan's fucking hawking up,
without
man.
question.
He's 100% right. That was an awful play.
Yes, it was.
That was very, very bad play.
Chicken
I
Little
think
Flea
it's Matt. I
Flicker
think
on
this goes back to
two.
your point from last week of he knows he can just throw it away, right? Just because
I'm actually not even watching, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
just runs backwards and eats the sack 15 yards deep. All right, well that's the old fantasy booking there. And we are going to close up shop unless you guys got anything else you want to go over.
No.
Boy, these wrestling shows are getting easier when none of us watch wrestling. They can breathe right through these shit.
Just
tune in next week when we got a 30-minute 3-count Thursday for you.
First 10 minutes talking about the opportunity business, real quick wrestle talk, and then we're out. It's just goes that quick.
Love
See,
it.
it's simple.
If all of us just come with 15 minutes of material, we're out of here in an hour, baby.
Exactly, because Mark is never here on Thursdays. So
Right.
it's that easy. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, for participating. Again, you can follow us on all of our social media. We are on Facebook, Blue Sky. We're still on Twitter. Very inactive over there. Instagram, TikTok, at 3 Count Thursday. Twitch the same. YouTube the same. You can get our merchandise over on our T Public store. Subscribe to the show on all podcast platforms. Again, rate, review where you can. Like, follow, share where you can. We certainly appreciate it. We appreciate you sticking with us. And we were glad to be back this week. It was fun to talk with all of you and the boys. So we will have the podcast on Tuesday. Plenty of fun stuff coming up over there. We'll be back here live next Thursday. Until then, stay safe, stay smart, and as always, go for the pin.
Great kick.